Yeah. So here we go again. You know what I'm saying? This is Chris Gotti Lorenzo and my partner, Don De Niro.
A.K.A. the Cuban Sherlock Holmes.
The Cuban Sherlock Holmes. Que voila.
Mr. Money for the Gringo.
Yeah, we're back here again, giving them the business. Another episode, you know what I'm saying? I want to, before I get started, make sure I thank everybody for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Keep doing it. Please, we're growing and everything is moving, and I appreciate that. You know, it takes time and energy to do these things, and I do it for the people, to give them as much information on things as possible, a different aspect in life of what to look at and how to approach it. And today, we're going to go in the cost of loyalty.
The price that you have to pay to be loyal in today's society.
Yes.
At all levels.
What do you think about the cost of loyalty? Where does that start?
Well,
when does someone become loyal to something?
Okay. It's like anything else. I think we're all programmed differently. And what I mean by program is what you're surrounded with, what you see. You know, when you hear us talk about loyalty, the first thing you think about is mafia. Let's say how the mobsters looked at loyalty. Right. You don't snitch, you don't this, you don't that. Right?
That's the street shit.
Right, but I'm saying when the word loyalty. But then there's also there's a loyalty that's expected between when you're in a relationship with a partner, not just business, could be physical, male, female, whatever in today's society.
Husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend.
There's an exclusivity and there's a loyalty aspect to that relationship. So, we all have to paying the price of loyalty. You
said exclusivity. I just want to go back
in a relationship with a relationship with a woman. Exclusivity
have to mean loyalty.
Well, what I mean by it is you're exclusively hers. So she's expecting you to be loyal and not cheat with another woman, right? Because you're exclusively hers.
And vice versa, of course.
Of course. You're expecting the same from her. So let's say in business, right? In business, you might have an exclusivity. They give you X amount of dollars. You can only wear Nike. And then all of a sudden, they catch you walking around the city in a pair of Yeezys.
Yeah.
Right? No, for example, right?
Kobe Bryant was in Nikes when he was in his Adidas contract at Rutgers.
But is that loyalty? Is that loyalty? Right? That's a different type of, you're not going to look at him and say, oh, he's so disloyal. You can say,
now when you talk,
you're not going to say he's disloyal. You're going to say, hey, man,
hey, when you talk about that side of it, that's money.
Right, but I'm saying
he's getting paid to be loyal. I'm not talking to that.
Okay,
I don't want to talk that.
No. We're using the word so people who are watching this can understand this. If that happens, you don't say that individual is disloyal. If he's wearing, you say, "Hey, man, that's not you're infringing on your contract or something, right? You're not keeping up your commitment." Now, there's a different disloyal, right? Now the same aspect of it is someone does a marriage contract.
Yeah,
they are married. Now, your boy gets married to Edwina. Now you go to the fucking diner, it's 2 a.m. on a Thursday night, and you go eat, and Edwina's there with someone else. You don't say that's a contract infringement. You say, yo, that's disloyal as fuck.
You cheating motherfucker.
Right? Or motherfucker, right? So what I'm saying is that what is the price that you have to pay to be loyal? And some people that are disloyal, were they loyal at one point,
right?
And then they realize, yo, this shit doesn't work. And you mentioned something earlier that made sense. It's like, it's easy to be disloyal.
It's so easy to be disloyal. Yeah,
the floor is yours.
Before. But again, what you're saying, it's very weird because I'm still sitting here thinking of what you're saying, and it's like, relationship-wise, the loyalty from a relationship
angle,
right? Or a contract, a marriage. How do you get to the loyalty? It took time to get there. I don't believe the contract fits in this scenario the same because you're getting paid. You don't have to be loyal to Nike just because they gave you $100 million. You just said, thank you for that money. And yes, I'm going to put these sneakers on, but if I like Yeezys, I'm throwing on the Yeezys when I want, you know what I mean? Unless it's in your contract that you can't, and then it'll mess up your money. But that doesn't bring loyalty. Loyalty that I'm talking about is in business, in the business sense of executives to workers relationship?
Let's talk business. I go sit with you. You show me a new idea, and you have me sign a non-disclosure.
Right.
I go out into the world, take your fucking idea. I do. You know what I'm saying? Now there's legal factors.
But see,
there's a disloyalty.
You know what you know.
No, I'm just asking you. I'm not saying. I'm saying is there? Think about someone's idea, their baby. Right? You have this idea to create something.
Yes.
Like I hit on my man Torres, and I'm not gonna say I had a great idea for something that we're doing. He says, "Don't you fucking tell nobody." Right? In a sense, let's say I would. Say I went and I told you.
Yes.
Because you have a lot of contacts to make it happen, right?
Yes. I didn't do this, Torres.
No, we don't know what we're talking about. Or let's say you have a lot of contracts, right? You have a lot of contacts. Right. I know you can make something like this happen.
Yeah.
I tell you, me and you go make it happen.
Yeah.
How? It's business. Can I look at him and say, I wasn't disloyal to you, dog? It's business. Is what I'm saying.
Loyalty comes from a time in, though. So how long have you been with someone? Again, you passing an idea that's yours to him, or is it the other way around? Because that's different. You bring in an idea, and then even if it's your boy, right? Well, if you go to his competitor, let's say in whatever field it's in, that to me would fall under this loyalty or disloyalty of what we're talking about.
I think. Okay, now, listen to me. I think when you feel someone has betrayed you, right? If they were loyal to you and they did some betrayal, I think that the difference between feeling betrayed forget about the person who's been loyal, right? I've also been loyal. That's why you're loyal to me. It's a back and forth. I think it has to do with feelings and emotions and what type of relationship you have with the individual. If you've had relationships, because we've discussed, does loyalty have an expiration date?
Right.
Because if we're friends or business partners,
right,
you've been my distributor for XYZ, and I sell paints at a hardware store.
Right.
And here comes Dex Diamante, the new guy in the block. Buy one, buy 2 cases, I'll throw in 1 free. Right? He's giving me deals left and right.
Right.
Now, I know that I've been doing business with you, and when I've had droughts, right? And I'm just saying, but I go and I make the deal.
I'm going to kill you with this, though. See, when someone's loyal.
Go ahead.
So you're being loyal, staying with me.
Right.
But you might want to go to Dex Diamante because he's got a better deal or situation for you.
After 10 years, though.
But listen to me. Me being loyal to you, in the flip side of that, I tell you, go get it. If I can't beat the deal, I say go get it. If I can't, do as good or better than what you're getting, that's the loyalty I have to you. I would be like,
you showed up.
I can't top that.
You showed up that day with your pad to figure out what I needed, and I was like, nah, I don't need you anymore. I got the
See, now that's not loyal. See,
that's what I mean.
See, the loyalty would be of you coming to me, telling me Dex got a better deal. Yo, this is very important for me. Can you top it?
Right.
Can you match it?
That's loyalty.
When
you go and discuss with someone and say,
right,
hey,
and say, look what's out here. That's the loyalty of me presenting in business. That's the loyalty.
Right.
Is it the same if we talking about husband and wife? And I say, listen, I just found this bitch over here. She's a lot better than, she's doing a lot more than you're doing, honey. Can you match it?
Hey.
But can you match it? That's not the same loyalty. That's why I said it's very weird, this loyalty word. And I've been getting into, because I've seen a lot of things going on right now with people, even with the big case right now going on, you know what I mean, with Gunner and everything, and those guys, and I wish them the best, but they have to face this loyalty question now themselves at the highest level, right? Because now we're going to see, they're going to find out firsthand who's really loyal and what does that mean and why would it mean that. And it goes the same from those guys to the littlest guy in the street.
How does a person who's been loyal to X amount of years turn?
That's why you asked, is it forever? Is loyalty forever? And loyalty can't be forever based on your action. It could be forever if the if people is pure in their actions, right? Meaning, and what I mean by that is the exact scenario. I'll give you another example. Some street shit. Supreme, shout out Preem. Fat Cat, shout out Fat Cat. I was told, Fat Cat asked Supreme, can I do something to save somebody? To me, that's loyalty. No matter what happens, if Supreme says yes, which he did, no matter the action, no matter what it is, it's between them two. Now, if the world doesn't know that, it may look like something differently. But those two's, that loyalty between those two never was broken because of that. Because Cat came to Supreme and said, can I do this to get, let's say, my mother off?
Right.
Or less time, or whatever it may be. And Preem said, it's your mother. Yes. That's loyalty.
Right.
People look at it differently and say, oh, he said something against what was going on. He shouldn't have did it. And I'm like, but you don't understand what loyalty is really all about. In my opinion, it's between the two. It's between the two parties. Same could go for a relationship. If the wife and I said, hey, I got it, she's like, well, bring her in. Let's see what we're talking about.
Communication.
Or something. That communication is disloyal when you do it behind that back without them knowing and just making moves without the consent or the blessing, right? If there's a consent and blessing, there's nothing disloyal about it. You come to me and you got a better deal from Dex Diamante, go get that deal. Dex is better. He's doing better than I can do for you right now. That's loyal. You shouldn't take it as I'm not fucking with Chris no more. You should take it like, man, this motherfucker really fucks with me more than I even, expected because of that.
Yeah.
But, it's nice to be asked or presented with the situation.
Kept in the loop where you could at least advise.
And then you'll be surprised. But that's the loyalty. I could go into another scenario. I don't want to name the names, but it was very big artists, I'll say. I'm going to just say it's very reputable artists that had a little beef together. We know both artists. Very cool with both artists. We go to the one and tell them there's a scenario going down. Would you mind if we work with this artist? The artist says, no problem. It's not serious like that. See, this is when I question things, right? This is when it gets really hairy. Because in street shit, right? If we're in the streets, you never could actually work with your op, right? Someone's op. That's you're over with. This isn't street shit, though. We're in music. So when that question was posed and that answer was sure, no problem, I didn't believe it was right. My brother might have thought it was right. It was cool. And he went forward. But then it kind of tainted a relationship. And to me, that's why I wanted to talk about this, because that's the dynamic of loyalty that is so complex. What is loyal, what's not? Now, like I said, in business and street, it's two different things. When we're in the street,
I think
there is no and that's what I told my brother. There is no fucking with the op. No matter what.
But, interesting, like, be careful who you're loyal to. Because if you're loyal to someone who's out there lying, cheating, stealing, robbing, that means you lying, stealing, cheating, robbing too.
You're part of it.
So whatever happens, go. You know what I'm saying? And I think that in a situation that a lot of people might be good people following, say, bad people, or people that are not doing the right thing in the world. And that gets a little hairy because you go into a situation. It could be a company. It could be whatever.
Again, I'm going to go back and say we're still talking loyalty. You could be two creeps, but you're loyal to each other. Doing creep shit. It's still loyalty. So I don't want to go into that side of it. I want to stay in that loyalty.
If your character, it's hard for me to look at someone who's consistently lying, cheating, and stealing, and actually think he can be loyal to anybody but himself. Is the problem.
I'm ignorant.
There's character flaws.
I'm very ignorant in that sense, because I look at see what you're saying, and you're saying that, and I would accept what you're saying is true. Me personally, I give everyone that equal shot. Meaning, I give you a chance to be loyal to me no matter what your history was with this or that.
Right.
It's about being loyal to me.
People
and what
change,
we're doing.
people go forward.
And people change and evolve. It's like, so I don't think someone has to stay exactly the same, and I give them the benefit of the doubt. You know, I tell everyone, when we was on tour and we was talking, and I said, I trust everybody.
Yeah.
Until they show me I can't trust them. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So this is what loyalty is all about, in my opinion. And I said, and, you know, I told him, how do you do that? My daughter asked me one day, how do you trust everybody? I said, I'm not giving them the keys to my house. Yeah. But it's I'm giving them the opportunity to build with them.
When they show you who you are,
and then the more they build with me, the more I can show them the loyalty. But I know I'm not going to do something to break that. See, it's like, but I used to have a noose over my desk, and people would walk in my office and see that noose. Like, what's that noose for? I said, it's not for me. It's for you. You're going to hang yourself. You're going to do something. I'm not going to be the one to break that bond that we start and make. It'll be your actions, and that's how I live.
I think that's why many people say, hey, I could count my friends in one hand, even if that.
I think that's sad.
I
hate when I hear people say, I can't trust nobody.
It comes back,
I think that's sad.
But I think, everyone probably just has maybe 5 people they can count. I mean, I'm talking about when the chips fall.
I'm not saying
you could be honest. I think
agree.
Those are the 3, 2, 1, 5, 4 people that are loyal to you is what I'm saying. Getting back to the loyalty is what I'm saying. Those people you can count on because you know they're going to be loyal to what you say to them. You know, no one's going to hear, they're going to, I think everyone, and when you say it's sad, I just feel like
it is sad.
When you find a loyal individual, which are rare to find.
I understand.
Because most human beings are selfish. Most human beings are programmed to survive. So they would do anything what it takes to just survive if they're in survival mode, right? Yeah. And a lot of people in our culture are in survival mode.
Really most people are, aside from that, they don't know how to analyze people. So that is, see, when I say that's sad, it's because we should have an opportunity. And it shouldn't be given just openly. Like, you can't misconstrue what I'm saying, because I'm not just saying I trust people. Like I said, they're not getting the keys to my house. No. I'm building. And in any situation of loyalty, it takes time. The test of time. One day my daughter tells me this dude is her best friend. I said, how's your best friend? You never went through anything. How do you know how he's going to react when you go through some trials and tribulations? Right now, it's all good. He's trying to fuck with you. Wow. You know what I'm saying? He's doing everything right. You don't know what he is. So it's like, when I say I trust everyone, I understand you have to build to get to that level of trust for me to really open up to give you that type of loyalty that people are really talking about, that they want when they say loyal. You gotta, why is someone loyal to you? Is because of what you do in return to them, and vice versa. So it's a combination of fact, and then the strength of that loyalty is based on what you really went through. The more you go through, the stronger that relationship or loyalty is. Yes. So the less you went through with someone, they can't expect, they should be at least in the mindset, right, of saying, I can't expect this nigga to be but so loyal. We didn't do nothing together. That's where they lie to themselves. Right. See, I don't lie to myself. I'm not gonna over-evaluate a relationship, right, that wasn't built like that yet.
Right.
And that's where the misconception and understanding of loyalty. Just because you do something doesn't mean they owe you and indebted to you. You know what I'm saying? That loyalty, that what it really takes to be loyal to somebody.
I mean, if you help someone, you shouldn't expect something in return. And if you do, then that might cause a conflict if you feel that person, say that person needs a job and you hook them up with the job and the person doesn't ever call you again.
Yeah.
It's on them. It's not on you. You shouldn't have, you know what I'm saying? It's not oh, man, you should have called me, let me know the loyal did that, blah, blah, blah. So to me, I just feel like there are very few loyal individuals in someone's camp that you can say, hey, I can count on this person.
But I could go back to what I said and said, okay,
that tested the test
How
of
many
time.
people did you really go through things with that you think that you should have a whole camp full of loyal people?
No, not myself.
Not you. I'm saying
life in general. Which is
They're not being real with
this is
themselves.
educating what I'm trying to tell. Like when I see someone, say, who leads a group of people and I see them show up with 20, 30 people, right? I realize that there's no way they're running around.
Impossible.
So out of those 30 people, he's got 1 or 2, maybe 3
Yes.
people. That might have another person that they're loyal to that person, and then it might trickle down that
Hey,
way.
loyalty does get passed through.
Yes, it does.
It does get passed through.
It
I got a
does.
ton of friends that always tell me they see my brother. And they tell me, don't worry, I got him.
Yeah.
They don't know Irv.
Right.
Irv doesn't know them. But they always tell me, yo, don't worry, I got him. They'll call me and tell me. And I tell Irv all the time, you don't know how many eyes I have that's on you when you out. They call me and be like, yo, I see your brother here. I see your brother there. And they let me know. But that's the loyalty they have to me. That they calling me and telling me they see him and they got him. He's good no matter what. They got him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to knock on wood. That's a blessing.
So now this is we're getting to this loyalty have an expiration date. And I don't think it does. I think that if you know, unless this is what happens now. I've had relationships that I've been loyal with individuals until they show me otherwise. Right? Until and it could be years, 10 years, and then they show me, oh, wait a second.
Is it based on how much you're doing with someone? See, because when you say in time, like, is it forever? But if you're not actually, look, I have so many friends that I haven't seen in years, but when we get together, we're right back to where we left off. They understand that I'm busy and I'm doing things, and they're busy and they're doing things. So we may not have the, you know, in life, you get moment of times. You get these pockets that you're with people for a lot of time, and then you got pockets you're not seeing them no more for whatever reason.
Yeah.
For whatever reason it may be. But when you get back with them, shouldn't the loyalty just continue, or do you have to rebuild it? Because a lot of people, out of sight, out of mind, they don't fuck with you no more. And that's the next problem, because that's how they think. That's how they move. You ain't calling me, you must not be fucking with me.
I think loyalty has to do with the relationship you have with that individual. If I haven't fucked with you for 3 or 4 or 5 years, means we haven't had a relationship for 3 or 4 or 5 years. You don't know what my kids are going through. You don't know what I'm going through. You don't know my next project. You're not hitting me up on my birthday. We're not exchanging on Christmas. I'm not saying happy Thanksgiving. It's hard for 4 or 5 years later. If I see you, it's all love.
Yeah.
The difference, but it's not all loyalty because, you know, I'm both ends because I don't know what you up. Remember, people change.
I always use myself as the example. 2 of my oldest friends, Carlton, Kali is what we called him. You know what I'm saying? That was my ace. Anything I did, I was with Kali coming up. Oh, we're over close to 50 years together. I think we are 51 years. That's how long I knew him. My mother used to babysit him, and his mother used to babysit me.
Wow.
Okay. To this day, if I told you I haven't spoke to Kali in, I don't know. C, what up? I haven't spoken to Kali in probably over a year and change through COVID. And before that, it would go in between everything. You know what I'm saying? So time-wise, it would go in between. It would go from like that, where it was a point where we was together every day, adolescent years, coming up to 20s. He worked with me in construction, the whole thing. Then we disappeared from each other. But to this day, he called me, I'm there. To this day, I call him, he's there. 50 years, that's loyalty. We grew up right around the corner from each other. Same goes for Nick, my nigga Nick. You know, Irv talked about that's whose house he used to go to DJ on there, his equipment. Nick's in Atlanta. I don't speak to Nick every day. I don't speak to him nowhere near that. To this day, he called me, I'm there. I call him, he's there. Like, it's vice versa.
Right, but I think those are kind of day one. You grew up. There's a different
but
nostalgia
again,
there.
Right,
So there's different love. I'm just
everyone
saying
has day ones, right? We all grew up with somebody.
No, I agree. But I think those.
And I'm just giving
guys,
you 2 examples. I have plenty more for me. And I feel it's because of the way I
being there
carry
for each
it.
other when you call is different than I think loyalty is tested at a moment, right? What I'm saying is that to me, you say these are guys I grew up with. Mom took care of them. throughout. They see me go from construction to Murder Inc. And even through those times, you have 2 or 3 years you wouldn't speak.
Years.
I got it because I
talking.
got my guys, Miguel, Albert. I got my guys like
there
that.
It is.
Right? But what I'm saying is that, and I know the feeling of I could trust them. I could say something to them even if I haven't seen them in 4 years.
That.
No, I'm saying even we remember certain things. But what I mean is like that's a different aspect because a lot of them we haven't done business with. Like throughout these rides, we haven't. Right? No, I'm just saying. I'm hear me out. I haven't done business with them. I haven't. So I don't necessarily. I know them, but I necessarily don't know who they've become throughout. We just get together and we talk about. But I don't necessarily know. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, in that scenario, what does loyalty mean? Like you're saying that's not loyal?
No, I'm not saying that's not loyal.
When I say, for me personally, if I say I call them, they coming.
That's a friendship.
If I call them, they coming. I'm talking about any and everything in between. It's not just to say hello, if you understand.
Right.
If I needed, these are guys that if I needed them to take my daughter, my son somewhere to protect them, they gonna do it. Like that to me is the loyalty. If I said, hold on, we go.
The loyalty is,
if I said
anything I ask them, doesn't matter if I haven't seen them, they're there for me.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm saying that it's vice versa. If they called me with a crazy scenario, I'm there for them.
Right.
Like, it's not a question. It's just on impulse, like on a plane, driving to the house, whatever it may be.
Do you think that they're that way with you because of not just who you've become, but because how you've always been with them?
It's a combination of how I always treated them.
So now let me ask you a question.
And then
if you didn't have, say
both those guys, we went through a ton of things.
I'm gonna put exactly. So I'm gonna put a scenario. Same thing. You say you guys put younger things when you were young, let's say, but you don't become this loyal Chris Gotti because you could have become a different Chris Gotti. What happens? More selfish, all about you, right? Because you have to be loyal. You have to not be selfish. You got to think about the next person. You got to be like, nah, this is gonna, right? So let's say you didn't become this Chris Gotti, and they didn't feel that love, that respect, that loyalty, because it's something that I live by. When you called them, then I don't think you would have those relationships. You get what I'm saying? What I'm trying to get to the point that loyalty comes from leadership. Those leaders that are loyal is what I'm saying, is that are loyal. So I know the feeling because me and you are a lot alike, and a lot of my guys, listen, I went to the podcast on Monday, a podcast I was doing off Spanish.
Yeah.
The guy tells me, yo, I heard you were smart in high school. I graduated high school at 87. He tells me, yo, I heard you were smart in school and a hell of a football player. A young kid. This kid has to be like
he did his
26.
research.
Nah, he spoke to an OG that went to high school with.
That's research.
And was telling him, yo, tell De Niro he's going to go. Tell him I want to say what's up. We played football together, whatever. He showed me a picture. Looked different than high school. But that thing, yo, we went to high school, football, loyalty. I was like, yo, he's doing something in DR music. So that's one thing, right? Nostalgia, loyalty. I feel like I could go see him next week. And even though I haven't seen him in 30 years or whatever it is, we could probably kick something together.
But I'm going to ask you, in 30 years, did you build from when you was seeing him? See, that's the difference. That to me is not the same thing I'm talking about.
Okay.
Me and Nick, we did a lot of things together. So to build that trust and relationship, that loyalty. Same with Kali. Like, we did so much together, and we never broke our loyalty to each other. That bond, exactly. Friendship is there, but the loyalty, you could have a ton of friends, but the loyalty is what we're talking about. That's different. And with them too, like for me, especially with them too, you know, Nick and Kali, they both know each other. We all grew up together. At the end of the day,
part of loyalty, keeping your word.
Always.
That's one of the key things. If I tell you, yo, XY, hey, I'll be there Monday.
And if something happens, it's all right. Shit changes. You got to tell them, though. You got to explain to them.
This is great. Yo, so-and-so Monday. Yeah, no. Perfect example. Today, yo, give me we're doing the so-and-so there tomorrow. I'll be like, okay, no, it's 12.
Yeah.
Right now, and nobody's here. You can't hear from them calling. That's the kind of, you'll be like, damn, I thought I could count. Like, loyalty, I have to be able to count on you.
That's a fact. That's why I'm telling you, they coming.
I cannot, loyalty does not mean when you call me, I have to question the story. With equivocally, that's a big word. without a doubt,
unequivocally,
without a doubt, I trust what you're telling me over the phone or in front of me. I don't,
yes,
because there's a lot of people that are friends that we like. What is this bullshit story that's trying to run me right now? Right?
It's
Right,
Mickey Mouse story.
Right, so when you question someone's word,
yeah,
it's hard to be loyal to someone.
Takes two. Takes two.
So if those are out there, loyalty starts with you.
And I tell
you
everyone,
have to have loyal habits. You have to be a certain way. And when that individual does not match that, then nah, that's not going to be. But there's going to be people that will match that. You know, I'm happy to say I've met people along my way later on. That's hard because the older you get, that you be like, yo, so-and-so matches. I see how you're getting along with Ivan right now. He must match a lot of the values in the things.
Yeah.
Right, because you're the closeness, right? And this is what I'm trying to tell you. You can meet, you can have your people from day one, 30, 40 years.
50 years.
You can have someone that's been
It's
around
crazy.
a year, 6 months, 4 years, 2 years, and be like, yo, I'll rock with this person. I'm willing to go forward with this person.
Right.
Because they value and they kind of line up the same characteristics we have.
All good stuff, man. Very, very complicated loyalty is.
There's a price to
it's
pay.
Very complicated.
There's a price to pay because someone who's right now, there's a case going on that we mentioned these artists that if someone violates that loyalty code, can cost you
everything.
Everything.
You know, man.
So just because you're loyal doesn't mean the next person is going to rock out.
I'm blessed. We got a lot of loyal people, and we proved it. So we have tested time. We have a lot of things that we covered, went through together, ups, downs, highs, lows, everything. And that's the proof of loyalty. And, you know, I'm a guy that's trying to find loyalty in everybody. I hope this helped you understand loyalty better.
From our perspective,
From
at
our
least.
perspective, yeah, no question. Understand what is expected from you to be loyal or not to be loyal, why you're not loyal. And then, you know, a lot of people, like I said, they have to understand that, especially, you know, expecting someone to be loyal when that relationship or that loyalty quality wasn't even built yet.
A lot of you dudes is cheating on your girls because you're not keeping it 1,000.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to cheat? How about this? Join one of those, put a pineapple, flip it over in front of your house.
Tinder.
No. Put a pineapple, flip it under your house, and go do, what is it when everybody's fucking each other's girl? What is that?
The swinging shit?
The swinging shit. You could become a swinger. And
What's
then
the pineapple, though? Where you come up with this
swingers, if you're a swinger.
I don't know how you know this. I don't know about no swinging shit.
I know a lot of shit. Homeboy, if you ever see a house that has a pineapple flipped upside down, they're inviting you to swing.
Ain't that nothing?
I've walked into some of those situations. I just didn't have a partner, so I just swung dick. Excuse my
squeaky.
I was loyal to that.
Hey, yo, and I'm going to end on that right there for loyalty.